What's going on? It's another beautiful day here at the Mechanic to Mechanic podcast and radio. This is BJ. I have Mr. Brian Anthony here, General Manager of WSNC 90.5, which is owned and operated by Winston-Salem State University. How you doing today?
I'm blessed.
Wonderful.
I'm blessed.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful day today.
It is a beautiful day outside. It's
Yeah.
not too hot, not too cold.
And no more rain right now.
Yeah. Listen, it was a little cold this morning, to be honest with you, man.
But what's cold? I'm from the Midwest. This is not cold.
Oh, yeah, no. This is a walk in the park for you then, at that point. Goodness. Yeah, no, we get below
You get 40 and it's cold here.
Yeah. 40, 45. I'm like, jacket
No,
time.
man,
I can handle it. I work outside, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
I can handle it, but for maybe about an hour or so, hour and a half, I'm ready to find a heater somewhere.
I went to Detroit to visit my grandkids. My grandson's birthday was Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah.
And the morning that I left, that Monday morning, how about 3 degrees? 11 degrees below zero with the wind chill.
What was the weather? What was the precipitation level?
Snow.
No? It was thick?
It wasn't the weekend it was, but just when it's cold like that, it won't snow like that.
I don't know if my parents were running from it, but I've never had a snow like that in my life. And I just want one winter where I can't move, and I might be asking for more than I could chew, but
go to Buffalo, you'll get it.
Got you.
Yeah, go to Buffalo.
Yeah, I've heard. I got a little bit of family up there for sure. So
yeah.
Man, I definitely want to go ahead and get into it. I have quite a few questions today. I'm personally super invested in this interview because of the simple fact that I have a heavy background in the entertainment industry. I'm a DJ. I started as a DJ probably about 2012. I mean, I was doing it before then, but we talking like high school gigs and stuff. Like, I mean, if you look at it, really, it was a real deal. Like, the school was actually booking me for the school party. So,
Okay.
I mean, I guess
it's a real job. Man.
Yeah.
Because the work that you do, keeping people involved in a party, it's a real job. Yeah. Everybody can't do it.
Yeah, for sure. It takes a craft, man, and I don't think I really knew how much value I held until I moved out to Charlotte. So I grew up in Durham, North Carolina, which is probably maybe an hour and a half.
I'm there west. All the time. Oh yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's where I grew up, and then when I graduated high school in Durham, then that's when I kind of started DJing in Durham. I mean, you talking like 18, 19, right out of high school. I was making some pretty decent money, so I wasn't complaining. But I ended up in the mechanical trade, man. That's how I actually ended up here at the Mechanic to Mechanic podcast, because I went to school for automotive.
Okay.
That kind of like from high school, left Durham, came out to Charlotte, went to automotive trade school out there. Got a little bit of experience there, and just was kind of been in the dealerships ever since then.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I tell people that have an interest in getting in the entertainment business, you always got to have another trade to make the ends meet.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's nothing that happens overnight. There are some overnight sensations that happen in the entertainment business.
And they're typically overnight.
And they're overnight and then they're gone. If you're looking for longevity, you have to work towards that.
Yeah.
You have to have a secondary plan to make sure you can pay your bills.
For sure.
Yeah.
To that point, man, honestly, I tried the automotive I graduated in 2013. I think my last time turning a wrench was like 2017, 2018.
Really?
Yeah. Are you familiar with the urban clothing store DTLR?
Yeah, of course.
So I actually did a really decent stint with them from like 2015 to 2019.
Okay.
I mean, paying the bills.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
And at that point, I was like, okay, I took the trade and I was able to transition from automotive tech to automotive sales. So I kind of took that, put that on top.
Here's the thing. That's a trade and a skill set that you will always be able to possess.
For sure.
So when you, in your journeys of trying to get into the entertainment field or trying to do other things, I always have certain skill sets. When I'm out of a job, I got to eat.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to eat.
Yeah.
So you can always, you talked about not turning a wrench since 2017. I specialize in trying to figure out the things about my cars that I can do.
Yeah.
So I don't have to take it to the shop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I definitely understand that. Yeah. I'm actually, I don't know why, but I've had this huge infatuation to build a race car lately.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I'm actually, but I'm challenging myself because I was like, I did go to school for it.
Mm-hmm.
I am paying back the tuition,
Mm-hmm.
and I do want to use it for something.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I didn't learn performance, but I know maintenance.
And not
And
only that, you got enough friends who drive cars. Hey man, my car is just not. Go get that money.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
get that money
yep.
on the side.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the gift of having that trade.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So kind of moving into how I eased my way into the industry for real, outside of DJing. Man, honestly, I took my time to learn what was going on in Charlotte. Well, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily learn. I think I found what they say, every successful person finds the problem and finds a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
Mm-hmm.
so there was a problem. Every night I'm DJing. First of all, DJing is not easy.
No.
I have to already figure out what's going on with the energy in the room and take it to a certain place. And so it's harder when you have people come up to you that don't care anything about your set and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey man, can you play my song?" I started managing artists right around the time that I stopped turning wrenches, so about 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a tough order of
I
business.
wouldn't do it again.
I wouldn't advise you to do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I've been in this business, and we'll get to all that. I've been in this business for over 40 years. Okay. Met some incredible people, incredible artists that people idolize over the years. I sit back now, hear 90s, 80s music and go, man, I was a part of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I was a part of making that a hit,
Mm-hmm.
or I was a part of that radio heritage. People always ask me, so why don't you you got so many network connections and you know so many people. You know the people at the labels. My son is a rapper, or was a rapper in his younger age, coming up in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you get him a record deal? No.
Yeah,
No.
it's a tough business. It's not.
Here's the thing. If I know the business like I know the business, and I'm telling you this is what needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I have a situation like that happening now, just in business. If I'm telling you that this needs to happen like this, I don't have time for you to sit up there and try and challenge me with no experience.
Right.
I need you to do the steps that we're taking. Let's see where that takes us.
Right.
I can assure you it'll take you closer to your goal than what you're working.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And people just don't want to do that.
And it's tough. It's tough. I mean, you got guys who've been, doing this for 10 years and so and got a little bit of traction. I've seen plenty of artists. I mean, just being in Charlotte, there's so many festivals and stuff like that come through, right? And then you have a lot of big name DJs that come through. Man, I'm watching these artists spend 2,500, 1,800, 3,000 just to perform for maybe 5 to 7 minutes. And then they go and the crazy thing is man, these DJs come to town and these artists pay because they from out of town and they end up performing for the same people that live there. And it's insane to me.
It's crazy. But again, that speaks to trying to manage a group or trying to manage people, and they know more than you without the experience. It's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough. And it's their money. It's for me.
Yep.
I can take it or leave it. I don't like the stress.
Right. Yeah. I definitely understand that. I mean, I guess I get the perspective. I've been doing this for a while and this is working for me and this and that, and people are afraid of change and trying something new. So after after trying to manage, I think I did 3 different artists in Charlotte that I tried to manage. I took a step back. Took a step back from it.
3, you're good, because I would have stopped at 1.
Yeah. And well, the first one was, I mean, I was like, this is my, I guess coming out the hood story. We both were living in the same apartment complex, and I saw some talent in them. Just heard them singing one day, and then we kind of just went from there. It was just like, hey man, I'm trying to do this thing. I don't even know what it means, but maybe we could do something. And we tried that, and then with the experience that I got from him, I found another artist that already had some motion going. So I was like, okay, you got it, my boy. Let me try. And after that, I was like, okay. Then I found an artist that was a little further than him. And just as a DJ, well, no. I think they vetted me. The last artist I reached out to, I met him through associate DJ because I was a part of a DJ group at the time. And he was like, so and so's looking for a manager. I know you had just got that manager, and this
Right.
other artist.
Right.
And that's how that one happened. That was a really good run.
Right.
That was
Good.
I enjoyed that.
At least you had a positive experience.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game, just like dating.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
And you're going to find 1, 2 out of about 15, 20.
Right.
That makes sense to do. But, the thing that I have the frustration with is you hear people talk about, R&B is dead. There's no more R&B artists. Man, there's hip hop, and I talk about conscious hip hop. I don't talk about the foolishness that's out there right now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I call it strip club hip hop.
Yeah.
Conscious hip hop, gospel hip hop, things that give people positive mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are available. They're needed in the communities. And people just kind of shy away from it because everybody's trying to get that instant bling.
Yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't happen like that.
No, it doesn't. And if it does, it's a lot that comes with it most of the time.
If it does, you better make sure you got the right management around you to handle what's coming.
Yeah.
Because you don't even see it coming.
And I've told so many people that. So to fast forward, right? The next thing I did, DJing is DJing, and in a city like Charlotte, I could only go but so far. So I did start traveling. I started going I was bouncing back and forth between North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. And it was just up and down, up and down. So I was doing okay, but I had a kid.
Yeah, it's constant, man.
Yeah, I was always on the move. And so I took that and started using the resources that I had, and I actually started a record label in Charlotte.
Okay.
And so that was kind of like my bread and butter right there that I started focusing on. I think I put way too much into it too quick. And that ended up burning me out. Personally, I ended up going through some stuff in life too at the same time, and it was tough.
This business is about pacing.
Yeah.
It's a marathon. It's not a 40-yard dash.
Yeah, and I didn't have anybody to tell me that. Especially like going into the label. I worked with the A DJ, very well-known DJ, and he has a lot of a name out there, and I think he knew things, but I entrusted him to kind of like help me lay the foundation. And it just wasn't what it was supposed to be. I also had a business partner at the time. He's a Latin guy, so being here is like literally just walking around the block again, to be honest. Because we were focused mainly on hip hop and Latin hip hop.
Okay.
So those were our two like main genres. We actually had quite a few artists that were interested, and so he helped me, man, to like get everything set up and all that good stuff. And it just wasn't. It wasn't pace yourself. Take your time, think through it. And I did those things, but I definitely still had the throttle wide open until the motor blew.
Well, I'll give you another example. You're a mechanic. I got an Audi and a Benz. Would you touch them?
I would.
Because you've been skilled tested.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't just take that Audi
to anybody
or that Benz to just anybody.
For sure.
The entertainment industry is just like that. Or any other business is just like that when it comes to marketing.
Right.
If you haven't cut your teeth or your livelihood has depended on your skill set in marketing or in entertainment, there's absolutely no way you can know the business side.
Yeah.
And the business side is the toughest part of everything. That's how artists get ripped off.
Yep.
You go into it, so I got signed with da-da-da-da-da, and they gave me a $500,000 contract. Well, guess what? You might have a $500,000 contract, but that's front money.
Yeah, it is.
That money got to be paid back through your sales.
Yes, it does.
And people don't understand that, and they go, okay, well, let me go get this bling, and I'm popping now.
No, sir.
Let me get something for my boys.
Insane.
You spending money.
Yep.
You spending into that $500,000, and they don't understand that.
Yep.
So when they put out a record or put out a EP, whatever it is, and it's not making money, you still owe them money.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're not going to let you go until they get that money back.
That's it. And these artists will go back and get more money.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I get it? I need another loan. Okay, well, guess what? That money got to get paid back. And if you don't have a strong business manager to tell you, again, hey, that's not a wise decision, and then you're going to fight them because you want to bling for your people.
Right.
And you want to show out for the girls.
Right.
Then your manager's not there. They're not worth their weight in gold.
Right.
And you have to have a strong manager to go, I'll walk away from this and you can have it.
Yeah, for sure. And I've definitely had to be in that situation quite. I actually had to walk away from the label. I had to walk away from something that I gave birth to because I had put so much into it, but I connected so many people
Yeah.
that it in which I was okay with. That was the original idea, was to build something to give back, and I think I just gave it away too early. And so that, like you said, as
Too
far as
much
that,
too early.
yes, yes, and that's why I said I've definitely burnt the road up as soon as it hit.
It happens,
and
that's how you learn, though.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
how you
for
learn.
sure. So I'm in my reset phase, and I moved to Burlington, North Carolina in 2022, and I've just been grinding ever since then to get back. I met these gentlemen, started working for a tire company here in the area, and I met Gary. Gary was telling me about this podcast. He was like, I like your skills. I like what you do. I like how you talk and present yourself. I started telling them a little bit about like what I used to do, everything I just told you basically. And
I thought you were going to ask me about radio.
I was, man. Listen, I'm looking at the time now myself. Like we didn't just started chit chatting.
Oh, that's cool. We good.
Nah, you perfect, man. So listen, Mr. Brian, we got you. I'll go ahead and jump into it. I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself, and we do know that you're a GM for radio. I would love to know, just like tell us a little bit about your role that you play, how long you've been with the company that you're with specifically, and maybe just a day in the life.
Ooh, you don't want to know a day in the life. Day in the life is it can be stressful, but it's a lot of fun. I can't think of, and I've been in a lot of businesses. I can't think of another business I'd rather be in where I'm working with music, which is one of my passions. Athletics is the other. I'm far beyond that at this point. But musically, I'm the general manager of WSNC FM here in Winston-Salem, owned and operated by Winston-Salem State University.
Okay.
We are 80% jazz, all forms of jazz. Nice. We also have specialty shows that include an R&B oldies show, gospel, rhythm and blues, and Latin fusion.
Nice.
All of those are derivatives of jazz.
Okay.
We also are heavy on being the lightning rod here in Winston and the Triad for nonprofits, corporations with community initiatives to come and introduce those on our public affairs show.
Gotcha.
We have one show in particular, Empowering You, that comes on Sundays at 12 o'clock that is totally devoted to just that. If a business, a nonprofit organization, even a corporation that has community initiatives wants to market their services, because don't get it twisted, people assume that people know about them. People don't care about you like that.
Right.
It's too much going on in the world these days.
Yeah.
So you have to be top of mind awareness by marketing. Most commercial radio stations, and I'm not knocking them, it's about money. Mm-hmm. We're about information. We're about serving the community. I utilize the jazz format because I know it's very diversified. Sure. I don't want a specific audience. It doesn't matter whether it's black, white, Hispanic. I don't care. I want people that can come together for the sake of music.
Right.
And that's why we do jazz, and it galvanizes people that way.
You.
So the jazz gives you an audience that's already built in. If you have whatever public affairs situation going on that you want marketed, you got a built-in audience to market it too.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Kind of like giving back to the community, for the community.
So I've been at Winston-Salem State at this particular radio station, took over as general manager in 2018. Before that, I have a business, Omega Bay Enterprises, where I utilize 40 years of radio skill set, whether it's marketing, public relations, event planning. I also do concerts, events, those type of things. I did that for about 9 years.
Okay.
Prior to that, I worked for iHeart. It was Clear Channel at the time before they changed names to iHeart. That's a story behind that too, but I won't get into that.
Gotcha.
I've been in radio here, Columbia, South Carolina. We had a station through Clear Channel, a hip hop radio station that I launched from ground up.
Oh, wow.
That went into that market and was number one in that market in 9 months.
Awesome.
I came there from St. Louis, spent 2 different times in St. Louis radio. I've been at WGCI in Chicago, which is number 2 and number 3 radio station in the country. And I started off in public radio at my alma mater, Texas Southern University, which is
Okay.
in Houston.
Yeah,
Houston was a monster. Still
I believe
is.
it. I
Oh,
believe
Houston was crazy. I would love to go back there again, but nah.
it. You
Nah,
mean so when you say a monster, you mean from the perspective of the industry or just from the perspective of like the speed?
just life, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, the industry itself is always going to be good. There's room for more entities to be in that market.
Right.
But Houston as a whole, when you talk about diversity,
Mm-hmm.
it's an international market.
Gotcha.
So it has its segments of different nationalities.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy Hispanic now, heavy Black, heavy Nigeria or Africa.
What?
Yeah. Heavy China or Chinese or Japanese. So there are a lot of different nationalities that are there that actually make the city a thriving city.
Gotcha.
I like that kind of diversity
Okay.
because, I get tired of looking at same people every day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
probably listening to the same thing
yeah.
every day too.
So radio has been the I guess predominant part of my career, but I got a journalism degree from Texas Southern.
Okay.
I started off at 23 years old as the statewide newspaper editor for American Federation of Teachers, which then and still now is the organization that represents teachers as a union.
Gotcha.
So that's where I got that's how I cut my teeth as a journalist.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where's that based out of again?
It's based out of Washington, D.C., American Federation of Teachers, but each state has its own affiliate branch.
That's crazy.